Yep, a new game. Think I'll try going for one of those run ideas Brent told me about. Something seems wrong. No, that's not normal. NANI? Mods. We've talked a lot about mods on this channel. A lot. You might say it's our bread and butter. Well, today we've decided to ring in the new year with a list of mods you absolutely can't live without. Clickbaity? I know. I'm sure the title card I made for this would show that much. We also are making this video with the idea that you, the audience, are either a newer player who is trying to find some cool mods after enjoying the base game, or a returning player who doesn't quite know what is still around or just came out. So you'll find mods both new and old. So what qualifies a mod as can't live without? Well, the criteria is pretty simple. Is it in 1.12 version of Rimworld, or very few 1.1 mods? Which means you can download it right now and play, as of writing this video, and is it a mod that can help you in some way? So no mods that make gameplay harder. I said no mods that make gameplay harder. I want to thank everyone who supported this list, and if you have any mod suggestions, let us know in the comments down below, and like and subscribe as well. Every like we get holds Mr. Void's Legion of Chaos back 1 hour. That's gonna be in my nightmares. On to the list. Alright, let's get this out of the way. First off, for mods you can't live without is every vanilla expanded mod by Oscar and his wonderful, wonderful team. Long story short, these mods fit the vanilla feel completely, not being too over the top and broken. Highly recommended for any playthrough. My personal favorite mods of these are the Vikings and Mechanoids. Beautiful combination there. Next up, the Runtime GC, highly recommended for any playthrough because it cleans up your files and speeds up your game. Great, especially when you don't have a supercomputer at home. Know what else is great? Actually being able to quickly get your pawns to haul or chop trees when you need them to. Allow tool helps you do just that. Honestly surprised the functions aren't in the base game by now. Super useful, and you will feel so off when you don't have it. So if you've been playing modded Rimworld a while, you might be frustrated with dealing with all those mods, especially since this list is going to be pretty big with mods you should download. Good news though, Fluffy has you covered. The mod manager is extremely helpful with making your mod pack, letting you search for mods, indicating what version of the mod you have, and even auto-sorting mods based on the things needed to run the mod. Also, as an honorable mention, Fluffy's mod list has plenty of things that can help you, but like Vanilla Expanded, it's not fair to other mods if we give them more than one slot. You won't go wrong using any of those mods, but the mod manager is almost required nowadays to set up a functioning mod list. Best thing about Rimworld is the variety of animals you can tame and have, though for some like this little cutie. Their tiny bodies aren't strong enough to handle the harsh realities of the Rimworld, but with Xenobionic Patcher, you can give any animal any bionic you attain. Now, don't be put off by the name. This mod isn't going to turn your little friends into mutant monsters out to eat your grandpa. This mod gives cross-compatibility with everything from modded animals to modded implants. Now you can have your chinchilla horde looking like a mini army of Robocops. Oh, and I should mention technically 1.1, but it's fully functional to 1.2 Rimworld. Prepare Carefully is one of those mods that needs no introduction. The ability to customize your starting pawns and equipment is the backbone to making your game easier or harder, or even just setting up certain thematic playthroughs or game challenges. Want an entire party of Luciferium addicted pawns so you have to scramble to find more? You can do that. How about one old woman with 100 cats? Yeah, go wild and make your crazy cat lady. How about a party involving a familiar face? Hey, I totally have better animal skills than that. Always download this mod. It's a wonder why this isn't even in the base game with how useful it is. Speaking of things that should also be in the base game, replace stuff. When you start out, wooden walls are going to more than likely be your starting material due to lack of stone. But once you get a good supply of stone bricks, of course you are going to replace them, right? But it can be so frustrating to have to deconstruct the walls just to change materials. And sometimes you might forget about this project, so now you got raiders or wild animals coming in to ruin your day. With this mod, you get the benefit of your walls without risking your safety. Just replace the materials whenever you can. Though being out on the rim will make things pretty grim, a grim reality. Like that segue to our next mod, Grim Reality. This mod basically tweaks some of the mood raises and penalties for certain things happening, tweaking how your pawns react to things that in the grand scheme of things wouldn't matter. Definitely a good mod to feel more realistic, as it were. If you want to survive out in the Rim, you need money, either to pay off people to not kill you, buy medicine so you don't lose your favorite pawn to gangrene thanks to an angry beaver, and of course show off to r/Rimworld. The best way to make money is the illegal organ trade, but sometimes it can be hard to get willing volunteers. Harvest pawns post mortem is a solution to this problem, letting you pull out a bunch of organs at a reasonable rate from dead bodies to later sell at a higher value. Or you can change the settings to 100% and the chances of harvest all on you. This is a great mod for making money, might make storytellers angry and send hordes of angry animals at you, but hey, that's the Rim, baby. Though with all this work of butchery, organ harvesting, and general mess making, you will need a cleaner, but sometimes you can't get a dedicated cleaner. What you need is an auto cleaner. Now, granted, plenty of mods do actually provide auto cleaners, like say vanilla mechanoids, but I'm throwing this in for someone who doesn't want to use that mod. If you want a simple cleaning bot, why not this one? Though if you don't want to use the auto cleaner, just set up some doormats down to help you regulate your messes. Now, if you want more than just a cleaning bot, why not get miscellaneous robots and miscellaneous robots ++. These are the bots if you really want to begin to automate your base, having a bot that can do any task from construction to hauling to fixing up your colonists when they get burned, stabbing boom rats. The regular mod has one tier of bot, while the add-on gives you multiple tiers and an omnibot who can do anything. Really up to you to use whatever you want. So, any animal lovers out in the audience? If so, you are going to love this next mod. If you don't, then get out of my colony. So Rimworld has plenty of great animal mods. Vanilla Expanded is one of them, but if you want something that makes you feel like you've landed on an alien world, then Alpha Animals is the mod for you. Not only coming with awesome strange animals to tame or be eaten by, but it even comes with events and tech of its own, adding to more fun. I personally like the giant Thrumbo thing from Alpha Animals, although if you want some more animals or even regions to land on, then get the Alpha Biomes mod. Definitely going to give you a challenge to live in some of these regions, but some are survivable. Well, for the most part. Definitely wouldn't recommend settling in the Furlesque jungle, not unless you are a badass warrior. Ever notice you can't seem to run while shooting at your foes? Run and gun can solve that problem. An older but still useful mod that allows your pawns to trade accuracy for the ability to shoot at foes while running around them. Do note that enemies can do the same. Definitely leads to more entertaining gunfights. Though, ever notice that you can only do your shopping through either ground traders or orbital traders? Why don't orbital traders come down to do business? Well, with trader ships, you can do just that. Letting any orbital trader come down to your base to do business, no orbital beacon required, well, unless you make it required in the options. Still weird how you can't buy your way off the planet with them, but at least they notice every resource you have rather than having to make a beacon room to store your stuff. Oh, and sometimes they crash into the ground. Boom. Meaning free loot and meat. Alright, we have to talk about it. Combat Extended. This mod is one of the most infamous mods on the workshop, and for good reason. This mod makes guns far more dangerous and realistic by adding an ammo system. Playing with this mod will make you change up tactics and force you to play a lot smarter. Though if you want the ammo system and not the super friendly deadly bullets, then Yayo Combat is a good compromise. Adding ammo system and some pretty cool animations. If you want more information on Combat Extended, then check out our own guide on this mod. It's as useful as Muffalo wool parkas during a cold snap. Thinking about Muffalo does make me think about when they used to be the best animal to have. They could caravan you around, give good wool, and they were also milkable. They were also so adorable though, not as much as chinchilla. Well, they sadly got nerfed to only give wool. Luckily, we have a mod to rectify that mistake with Milkable Muffalo. Never leave home without this one, because Muffalo milk is good for you. I like to drink a glass with every meal. Another great use of Muffalo is riding them. Yes, riding them. Riding them into battle with the Giddy up mod. Seriously, a fun mod because having your colonists ride into battle on your animals, both normally ridden or just ones that look silly, can make any player's day. Also, enemies can do the same, so everyone is on an even playing field. Hey, let me know in the comments funniest mount you guys used in Rimworld. I'd really love to know. By the way, do you play Tribal with Royalty DLC? You might feel that the Anima tree and the tribal physics mechanic is a little underwhelming. The good news for you is that someone actually made a collection of Anima mods to improve upon this, with the gear, Elder Faction, and even Anima animals to make your tribal psychic playthrough far more enjoyable. I definitely like the art on these animals. Look at that Thrumbo. I gotta say, Rimworld has great artists for their mods. Glad to see more and more mod creators stepping their game up. Makes my job reviewing more fun. Speaking of beauty, if you want your world to look even more beautiful, the Regrowth project and the world map Beautification project is going to be your mod. Seriously, look at some of this footage. Stunning! Again, so glad to see awesome work by the mod devs. Though I admit there can always be a problem when finding your perfect base. Sometimes you want to be on or close to the road. After all, you need to make your way to other places to sell your illicit goods of Yayo and human leathers. Roads of the Rim can solve your issues, allowing you to make roads right on the map, even through impassable terrain. Awesome. Sometimes even your friends will help, and friendship is the best thing. Really, Bren? Going to go with that? Oh, fine. Moving on. Talking about friends and making them, Orion's hospitality mod is perfect for your hotel simulator needs. Having guests that show up actually act like guests who you have to make happy. Why do this? Well, you can get presents from them, they can buy stuff from you, and you can even get some people to join up with you without having to imprison them and cause a war between your factions. For even more stuff to work with having a great hotel, the gastronomy mod will have pawns go and actually order from a waiter and pay for it. Pretty awesome mod, especially if you have cooking mods to add more variety. A lot of fun for a new playstyle or just someone who likes making other people happy, though if you are, you might be in the wrong game. Of course, if you have a lot of different mods and tainted clothing from the humans you slaughter for that food, you'll need a spot to store it all. Really, it is baffling why some things are the way they are. Look, one pistol takes up the same space as a pile of brick. This unrealistic storage situation can no longer be tolerated. Deep storage mod to the rescue, where you get many shelving units to store your stuff, perfect to get more storage in less space. Not to mention they actually look pretty awesome. Even has support with Rim Fridge, which of course is an awesome way to store perishables without needing a complete walk-in fridge. Yeah, also on the unrealistic stacking size, stone chunks, why can't I pile them? My pawns can lift them up pretty well. Why can't I stack them up? Yeah, stackable chunks are also here to the rescue. I feel like a lot of these must-download mods are just fixes to the base game. Whatever, moving on. Wall lights are lights. You can put them on a wall. What do you want me to say? Says it all in the title. Alright, there's a little more. You can actually get a wall light sun lamp, which can be pretty useful for some builds, so there's more than a simple light, still a simple mod. Next, the interaction bubbles mod, a simple mod that lets you actually see what your pawns are saying to each other. Try it out. It's pretty entertaining to see what they are actually saying to one another, and possible some of the weirdest insults or comments. Only the Rim ladies and gentlemen, please. There is even a mod to let you see more information about your pawn in glance. Rim HUD, so helpful to get this quick information. Combine this with what is my purpose, and you will have no problem figuring out your pawns all with one click. Seriously thought, what is my purpose is great at figuring out things, both you and your opponent pawns. Though one of the things your pawns will be doing a lot is hauling, but pick up and haul will make this much less of a headache because now your pawns will actually use their inventory space to carry more than one item. This really cuts down on trips and saves you a few headaches. This also works with jobs of opportunity, which is the spiritual successor to while you are up. So when a pawn finishes a job, they will do a bit of extra hauling because hey, while you are up, am I right, people? Another mod to reduce headaches, simple search bar. It's a search bar, it's a simple, and it makes searching item lists when trading or loading caravans or just making stockpiles a breeze. Because hey, I can't always remember where every item is in the stockpile list. Gotta love it when a mod that says it's simple actually is. Just like the Misc Robots mod, this is an oldie but a goodie because really if you aren't planning to butcher the raiders, seriously, what kind of colony are you running? You are going to have the problem of what to actually do with the bodies. With this, just a fast dump and bury until you get around the cremation technology thingy. Though if you are planning to do a lot of raider butchery, you might get a lot of angry pawns. I admit not every colonist is a cannibal psychopath who enjoys the sight of blood, so inevitably on the Rim you will get the mental break. Snap Out mod can help mitigate the issues by sending your best talkers to calm them down. Sometimes it works, other times you made the situation worse. Either way, you get a happy pawn or entertaining drama. I see this as an absolute win. By the way, psychology is compatible with that mod. This mod adds more psychological elements to your pawns, tweaking compatibilities and adding new mental breaks. It's very complicated and possibly fruited. I don't know. Last psychologist I talked to ran off, saying something about the second coming of Randy and Reigns of Cheese. Who knows? What I do know is this mod makes your pawns a little more interesting. Oh, and even leadership elections. Pretty fun to root for your favorite pawn in the running. Know what makes me happy? Realistic rooms, because one of the most frustrating things in base game Rimworld is how pawns demand big rooms. Out on the Rim, you'd be lucky to get good clothing, food without human meat, or even a few days without something wrong happening. This mod makes it so rooms can be naturally smaller and a little dirty, so your pawns don't complain about what really is a small issue here in the colony. Plus, with all that extra space, you have more room to build cooler bases. Oh, and add smarter construction while you are at it. This is a mod that once you have it, you will never have stupid pawns trapping themselves in walls. Straightforward mod that uses dark magics to actually make your pawns smart. Seriously, how does it work? Don't know. Speaking of building, Quality Builder is the classic mod that makes it so if your pawns can construct furniture that has quality, they will only have your best pawn do this job, so you can get the best quality of work. And if you don't get a minimum of normal or higher, if you tweak the settings, the mod will automatically set your furniture to deconstruct so they can try again. I like this mod because it makes sense. Only the best guy should try to make the best looking furniture. It's obvious. Real Ruins is next on our list, and man, this mod is something that keeps on giving. Using actual Rimworld player data to create actual ruins of previous bases to explore and of course salvage. I love looking into bases and actually trying to figure out what they were planning and maybe what went wrong. The best part is it takes your mod list into account, so you might find bases that have modded stuff you could need. Then if you fail, your base might end up in the rotation and be explored by future explorers. Of course, if you want to make the bases that might end up in ruins, you need a lot of material, and sometimes you get unlucky in the mining department. These things happen sometimes, so there's no shame in the query mod. This mod will allow you to query up the materials you want, even edit what materials you get and the percentage too. Even make it so it's unbreakable, or perhaps has limited use so you need to keep making queries. It's a mod that is as balanced as you need it to be, and is why I find it as a great mod in any game. Moving on to mods that you might overlook, Dub Skylight is a mod that the definition of simple but awesome. Being able to make indoor greenhouses without big power investment of sun lamps is so nice. Plus, what pawn wouldn't like a cool skylight to look up out to? When you are under lockdown during toxic fallouts or the unusual Manhunter pack, definitely a mod you shouldn't overlook. When you finally do make your greenhouse, you need stuff to grow. You could use vanilla expanded, or you can use the original farmer's mod set of vegetable garden. Still good after many Rimworld updates, including plenty of plants to grow, foods to make, and all around a great set of mods if you want something else for planning and cooking. The Soylent mod is pretty useful for turning all your foods into a nice single item. But with plants comes the blight. It's seriously one of the more annoying events to happen because you have to stop what you are doing to deal with them. Constantly telling your pawns to cut your plants. Auto cut blight takes the tedium out. Download it, keep it, and never look back. That's the end of it. Another old school mod is the color-coded mood bars. Sometimes it's hard to tell at a glance when a pawn is feeling fine or about to freak out. With this mod, you actually can see right at a glance who needs tending and who doesn't. Surprised this also isn't in the base game. Whatever. On the subject of seeing things at a glance, damage indicators lets you see the damage you are doing or having happen to your pawns. Maybe not the most useful mod, but it can be so satisfying to actually see those numbers go up. I know my writer loves idle games and seeing numbers go up, so I think he can relate. Another great mod that's a bit old school is the RimQuest mod. So nice to have guests and traders come in with their own problems you can solve. Great for when you are bored and need some questing done. And hey, if you are going out to quest, why not also set up camps in between traveling? Find some ruins, supplies, and so on. I like this mod especially when you have biome mods because you can experience the biomes without always having to set up bases in there. Nice change of pace. Going to new places, hunting new animals, but why not train your awesome deadly animals to hunt for you? Hunt for Me does that for you. Having the ability to train your animals in the art of the hunt, you can even change the settings from only animals that are smart enough to haul to any animals you have. So yes, now you can have your army of chinchilla hunt for you. But if you aren't like me and send your pawns out on dangerous hunts, they might get hurt and brought to the brink of death. Stabilize here will give you the chance to actually not lose them by having your doctors stop the bleeding. It's not pretty and it might get infected, but hey, that's a problem for future you. Now you don't need to worry about making a new grave because your best hunter bled out for picking a fight with a pack of angry muffalos. Best way to eliminate the issues of infection is to replace the limbs with bionics, and there are plenty of great bionic mods. But for balance and variety, Frozen Snow Fox's vanilla and advanced bionics are a great choice for being in balance and adding more stuff to put on your pawns, and the advanced ones are a great step up from regular. But if you use any bionic mod, the prosthetic bench mod is another great mod that just takes the role of crafting benches or fabrication benches in the construction of these many machine mendable. Of course, if you use any bionic mods from vanilla to overpowered modded ones, you want the bionic icons mod that makes every bionic item have their own icon and texture. Super useful at finding what you need at a glance, and some mods even get custom textures depending on the pack. For a change of textures and designs, the facial animation mods will give your pawns just a bit more personality. Observe. Definitely a lot more personality, but can't afford to use this. Stretches animation budget too much. But now you can be the director of your own movie with Camera Plus, allowing you more zooming capabilities. Kinda nice to be close to the action and see the horrible things your colony is doing to those raiders who show up. We are near the end, but it's taking so long. Seriously, why is it when you get through all the research, it takes so long to get through some of the higher tier stuff? Like you'd think by then, your 20th skilled researcher would be good at all this. With tech advancing, your pawns actually do improve their tech understanding by understanding what came before. And really, that makes sense. A tribal colony who survives this long in the rim to make it to space travel shouldn't be bound by the penalties of starting out as a tribe. Of course, no matter the colony start, bad stuff will hit the fan and you need to pack up and leave. But maybe you want to keep some of your more expensive built stuff. With Minify everything, you can in fact take it with you, provided you got space on your caravan, and leave with it. Combining this with Home Mover, and you can move everything to a new spot as if nothing happened. So nice to watch him actually move everything. Yeah, I can watch it all day. That was a lot of mods, and there are still plenty we didn't mention. Seriously, let us know if we miss any. I'm gonna go lie down. Hope you all enjoy this video. Send us a like and subscribe. Then after that, check out one of our many videos. They are definitely of at least good quality videos. Be safe and remember to worship the fox. Also, thank you to all of our Patreon supporters. List flying up on the screen. Do be sure, if you want to see all our videos early before upload, go follow us on Patreon. Go give us your support and your love and your support and your support, and you'll have early access to all the videos that we're working on this channel. You'll be able to see the videos weeks ahead of everybody else, and you'll get behind the scenes access to what we're doing. It'll be a lot of fun. You'll get to talk to me much more often than all the people on our Discord. It'll be great. Also, we need the support. Thank you.